And welcome to another edition of the Living Large Theater Podcast. Billy Santiago here, along with my good friend of 37 years, Gary Rodriguez, our super producer, Noe Ayala, special guest coming up, including Ward Thomas. Hey, you are available on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon Prime, and you can catch us now on the YouTube channel. Just hashtag Living Large Theater Podcast. Rate our podcast, share with a friend, leave us a comment, and more importantly, hit that subscribe button. Gary.
Hey, thank you, Billy. This is Spring Break 2025 with the Living Large Theater. We are at Spring Break headquarters, Tom and Jerry's on South Padre Island. And this is the Living Large Theater Podcast. All you need is a sense of humor and a thirst for entertainment. Admission is absolutely free. Spring Break 2025, South Padre Island now in full swing. We're going to be interviewing Marie Simmons in just a little bit. She's a spring breaker from Ohio State University.
Ohio
and
State, yes.
This is Spring Break headquarters. Hey, if you're not here today and you come by in a couple of weeks or for the rest of spring break, you tell Cody Pace that you saw and heard about spring break on the Living Large Theater Podcast. He's going to give you a beer absolutely free. So hats off to Tom and Jerry, South Padre Island.
Yes,
That is
bravissimo.
Spring Break headquarters. And we want to thank our gracious hosts today, Tom and Jerry, South Padre Island. We also want to thank our sponsors, Ward Thomas. He's with Majestic Produce. Fred Rodriguez, the Texas sportsman, named the premier hunting and fishing guide in South Texas. And, of course, we have to thank White Sands Marina. That's in Port Isabel, Texas, your destination for family fun. They have a great restaurant, a great location, access to 20 to 30 boat captains that will be happy to take you out on the fish. And you will have all kinds of fun when you get to White Sands Marina in Port Isabel.
And the legend,
Johnny Barrera.
There you go.
Johnny Barrera. So remember, Spring Break 25 now in full swing. And we are here. Billy, let's go back to some of our radio days on South Padre Island Spring Break. Now, I got to hand it to Billy Santiago. We were at B104. Him and Dusty Hayes invented something that became known as Spring Break Central. Billy, talk about that. What did y'all do? How did you do it? And most of all, what do you attribute the success to?
Well, I don't remember a lot of it, Gary. But my first spring break, March of '88, we were hanging out at the Sheraton, inside the lounge at the Sheraton. We were in the bar area, broadcasting live throughout the day.
Yeah.
Okay. And it was cold most of that week.
Yeah.
So the spring breakers, what they would do, they would come out and they would lay out on the side of the building to stop the wind. And I was doing my show live from there, and I would roll up that window in the lounge area. And
You have a captive audience.
Oh, very captive
right
audience.
There, yeah.
So we did it for a whole week. Problem was, we had the Mad Mexican doing mornings. And at 6 o'clock in the morning at a spring break destination, there's not a lot of people up.
Hardly.
Were you still up that time?
Yeah. We
were just going to bed.
Yeah. And so we had to go find people that worked in the area to come talk to Matt on the air. And then one of our guys, Dusty, he lost his voice. He couldn't work. So they're like for 3 days, man, I worked from like 10 a.m. until 7 p.m.
Hey,
on the air.
Paying the price, Bill.
It was my first spring break, man. I didn't want to seem like I was,
paying your dues. Paying your dues.
Had a good time. And then we would go out at night.
Oh, yeah.
At the different clubs and do T-shirt contests and hand out free stuff. And,
Staying active, entertaining.
It was a rough job,
Well, you know what? Somebody had to do it.
And it might as well have been
what
me.
year were you guys coming over here?
88,
Started
89,
88.
90, 91, 92.
I was here. I did it 2-3 years in a row.
How young were you then?
I was 30, 31, 32.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Yeah. In our prime. Billy and I are the exact same age, so we put the most to it when we were out here having a lot of fun. And, we met some really good people. We met Sergio Loya, but Weiser.
Yeah. We used to go, we would come in, we'd go to Mr. Bill's. I don't know if it's still there in Port Isabel, his barbecue place. And we'd sit around and enjoy some barbecue and some cold beer. And Sergio would, could I get a Budweiser?
Yeah, Budweiser. Budweiser.
Was it all play and no work?
Or it was all play and all work. All at the same. For us in radio, work was play and play was work.
You can't call that work. Right?
Yeah, it was.
The hardest part of it is getting up the next day, that was the hardest part of it.
Yeah,
Once you were up and going, man, it was a lot of fun.
As a professional, you have to get up. You can't be that guy that calls in and go, I have a headache, my stomach hurts. So
How many hangovers did y'all work through?
Well, we had
in a row?
Yeah. Hey, we had one guy, we won't name his name, may he rest in peace. He showed up inebriated one time for his show. We had to send him home, man.
Let me guess, Dr. Bo James?
Yes, sir.
Dr. Bo James, he was inebriated when he
Yes,
came in. Yeah.
he showed up, and so...
Yeah, unlike him showing up that way, we got that way during the show. Wherever we were, we would go there. Like, Cody Pace here at Tom and Jerry's, he's already got it started. I'm drinking a Bloody Mary. Noe's drinking a White Claw. Ward Thomas is drinking a Jim Beam and water.
Oof.
And Billy, what are you drinking?
I'm drinking nada right now.
Okay.
Coffee.
Well, you may have to drive home.
Yeah, that's what I told you. I'd volunteer to drive.
South Padre Island is a great place. Weather for spring break, I don't want to say it's hit and miss, but sometimes, like you said, we've been out here when it's been raining and the wind's blowing. And
cold.
Very
really
cold and spring
yeah.
break, and everybody's huddled inside. And, they spend all that money to come here, but I guarantee you probably 90% of the time the weather holds up, the weather is great, and spring break is a magnet for people to come down here and just relax, let your hair down, go out on the beach, visit some of the places. And if you're going to visit a place to eat on South Padre Island, I would say start at Tom and Jerry's. Start at Tom and Jerry's. Later on, maybe the Sea Ranch. And then later on,
what's that turtle place they just opened up? Is it a museum?
It's a turtle hospital. Yes.
Okay, people actually go there and watch the turtles, or is
that they operate on the turtles there?
Oh, is that what that is?
It's a new sanctuary
Yes.
for turtles, yeah.
They operate
Okay.
on the turtles, and they're providing a service because the Ridley sea turtle is a big commodity here on South Padre Island. When they have the hatchlings come up, they have a big an event where people come out, volunteers, and they can help release the turtles and just stay active with it,
Hey, one year we did. Everybody wanted to come down. It was me, AC Cruz, Tony Farina, and Big Dog Hayes. Remember Big Dog?
Oh, I remember Big Dog. Yeah,
Okay,
Big Dog.
They wanted to go bungee jumping over at Louis, so we went over there, and AC went first, had a good time. Tony went second, he had a good time. Big Dog went, had a good time. So I'm climbing up, dude, and I get up to the platform where you dive off.
Did we change our mind, Billy?
And my knees were like shaking, dude. And I couldn't do it.
Billy changed his mind.
I changed my mind.
Billy changed his mind.
I wussed out.
Talk a little bit about Charlie's Paradise Island Club.
Oh, Charlie's Paradise. Dan Stanton always made us feel real at home. Who did I see there? I saw Cheap Trick there a couple of times. I think I saw Great White there. It was a great ambiance. I'm just sorry it's bad. It's gone. It's bad that it's gone, but they replaced that, I think, with Schlitterbahn.
Right.
And now Schlitterbahn's gone, but it is some sort of a beachy kind of resort area there.
It's still a water park.
Do
Just
you know
called
they
Beach
still
Park
have
now.
like a bus that doesn't charge anybody to go drop them off?
The Wave.
The Wave, remember that?
It was called Charlie's Must Bus.
Oh, the Must Bus.
Oh, the Charlie Must Bus.
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
that.
They don't have anything like that now, do they?
I don't. You know what? I think they still have the Wave. Do they still have the Wave?
I haven't seen the Wave. I've seen that big banana in the ocean, where you can ride like 8 people on that thing and get from one end of the island to the other.
That's
Hey,
a good
this
one,
is a
Gary.
spring break special. We're at Tom and Jerry's, South Padre Island, kicking off spring break 2025 in just a little bit. We're going to have Cody Pace, the owner here. He's going to come up and talk to us about Tom and Jerry's, a history of it, and make you feel welcome when you come in here. And in just a few minutes, we're going to be welcoming Marie Simmons. She's a spring breaker from Ohio State University.
Woo!
We're going to make sure that we get her perspective on spring break. This is the Living Large Theater Podcast, thanking our sponsors, Ward Thomas, the Texas Sportsman, Fred Rodriguez, and also White Sands Marina Inn and Suites in Port Isabel. Ward Thomas is where we typically record down in McAllen, but right now we're here at Tom and Jerry's.
We haven't been there in a while.
We haven't been there. We've been everywhere else. We've
been down here at the island and PI.
everywhere
Yes.
else. Yeah, it's been crazy. And I think she's coming right now. Let me see. We've got our first guest right now, and we are going to welcome to Tom and Jerry's. Tom and Jerry's, this is Spring Break Central for 2025, and we are going to welcome our spring breaker from Ohio State University, Marie Simmons. Marie, thank you for joining us on the Living Large Theater Podcast. How's school going?
It's going fine, Gare. I'm in my senior year.
Thank you. Nice. Well, that's great. What are you studying over there at Ohio
I'm
State?
studying journalism. I want to be like you when I grow up.
Good luck. Good luck. Good luck with that shit,
man.
Good luck finding a job. So you're a senior, or you're about to graduate?
Yes.
Awesome, man. Well, what do you think about South Padre Island?
I love it. I love it here in Florida.
Yeah, we're in Texas, dumbass.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry.
Florida. Oh man. Okay, we're in Texas.
Are you sure he's not drinking?
A little too much of the libations.
Come on,
I forgot where I
Marie.
was, man.
Marie. Man, you're atypical of all the women from Ohio. Just big and broad.
Well, is that a compliment, or are you making fun of me?
No, I'm
there?
not making fun of you. I'm not making fun of you. Hey,
Don't make me body slam you, buddy.
what do you think about South Padre Island? You think it's a good place? You,
it's
you having
awesome,
fun?
man. I love it.
Did you come with a lot of girls, or
We came with a group of about 10.
Really? What do y'all do? I mean, other than stay here, walk by Tom and Jerry's, and come in here and be in there.
We just go out and have drinks.
You
and,
behave?
We try to.
Yeah.
We're having a little fun. We're on spring break.
You have a chaperone?
No.
No chaperone.
No, I'm a senior.
Okay, well, so you must be the chaperone.
Well, I'm one of the older ones in the bunch, yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. That's awesome. Marie, thank you so much. Do you shave your knuckles?
Yes, I do.
You should. You really should.
Don't make me body slam you.
All right, Marie Simmons, Ohio State University spring breaker here at Tom and Jerry.
And buck you, Gary, okay?
Don't you mean go Buckeyes?
No, buck you, okay?
Thank you, Marie. Let's go work on them knuckles, man. All right, well, we'll try to get some more spring breakers up here in just a little bit. In the meantime, just reminding you, Spring Break 2025 is in full swing. Now, Billy, you said that Texas A&M is out this week, so they might be
the Texas
here.
A&M system schools are out this week. Because my friend's son across the street.
Okay.
He's at A&M.
Okay.
I don't know if he's out here or not, but he usually comes out with his buddies.
Okay.
And then
All right.
the UT system schools get out next week because my daughter goes to UT RGV, so her and her friends will be hanging out here at the island next week.
So your daughter's going to come out here. Have you told her to be careful, or?
You know what? I just told her, anybody give you a drink, don't drink it. You know.
Yeah. Don't take a drink made by
stranger,
somebody else. All right, we're bringing Cody Pace in now. He's busier than a one-legged man in a kick fight behind the bar, but he's going to give us a couple of minutes here. Hey, Cody, thanks for joining us today at the Living Large Theater podcast. You know, we have proclaimed Tom and Jerry's as Spring Break Central for 2025. Tell us a little bit about Tom and Jerry's.
Yeah, guys, thanks for bringing me on the show. Been here since '96.
On the island since 96.
Yeah, on South Padre,
Wow.
you know.
Now, you started in the Upper Valley in the McAllen and Mission area.
Started in McAllen.
Your dad, Jerry Pace, a great businessman, great entrepreneur.
77, he started the first Tom and Jerry's in McAllen, and then opened one in Sherryland.
Yeah.
On 495. Then he had Austin Street Bar there in McAllen on
Austin Street was his. That was a nice hangout.
If those walls could talk.
If those walls could talk, yeah. And,
Wow.
And then opened another one on the north side of McAllen.
Yeah.
Now it's Bourbon Street.
If those walls could
Those
talk.
walls could talk, man. But yeah, so been here since '96 on South Padre, and we had a great winter Texan season. Now we're here to spring break.
Yeah. I tell you what, man, it's getting packed right now on the island.
It's coming.
What do they guess? What should they expect when they walk into Tom and Jerry's here? Now, I've had the burgers, and I'll be honest with you, that's all I had because I always come in here and I get that big burger. But what else do you have? What kind of ambience can people expect when they walk into Tom and Jerry's for Spring Break 2025?
When they come through that door, man, they're treated like their family here. You know, we got a great wait staff, great kitchen staff. Been here for a very long time. So yeah, when they come in, man, they just make their stuff at home and sit back, and we have great burgers, like you said. We also have seafood, shrimp, mahi, snapper, all caught here locally.
Nice.
Yeah, good stuff.
Now, let me ask you this. A lot of the kids that are coming down on spring break, some of them might be on a budget, kind of watching their pennies here and there.
Yeah.
Can they get a good value meal here at Tom and Jerry's?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, all our food is fresh, They can get, you can get a beer and a burger for under $15.
There you go.
It's a good deal.
Yeah.
There you go. Noe went to a place yesterday in McAllen, paid $25 for 3 tacos.
Woo.
That's
Yeah, that's
Big Daddy Warbucks.
Never again.
Never again.
But yeah, we got Budweiser all day, every day for $3, and you get a Bud and a burger, man, for $15. You can't beat it.
Nice.
And what are your hours of operation?
11 to 10:30. Yep.
11 to
Monday
10:30.
through Sunday.
Hey,
Now-
Cody, let me ask you this. So they're here, they eat, they find Cody Pace, and they say, Mr. Pace, we're here for a couple of days. What would you recommend what are the must-dos when we're on the island? What would you suggest?
Here, I mean, you got the Murphy's Dolphin Watch. It's a pretty cool little boat too.
Captain Murphy.
Captain Murphy.
He was our sponsor in that chili
Stephen
cook-off.
Murphy, man. Stephen Murphy.
He was our sponsor in that chili cook-off.
He was.
And, hold on. And Cody Pace and his crew actually won that chili cook-off.
Yeah.
Cody. So y'all kicked their butts, huh?
By 4 sticks, man.
Oh.
Hey, it was great competition, man.
What was the secret? What was the secret recipe that took you over the top?
Man, just a little spice, a little extra spice.
Yeah, from what I heard, our chili was a little spicy, a little too spicy.
He can't tell you all the secrets, man.
I can't tell you all of them, man.
And so, Gary,
I have to find you in the river tomorrow.
So what happened to your chili? What happened? Is it spicy stuff or musical fire? Which one did you cook?
We called it championship chili.
Championship chili.
Yeah,
this
Captain
time around.
Murphy's championship chili.
Okay.
Cody got us this time, but we'll be back next year.
Okay.
And it was for a good cause.
Yeah, Walk for Women, man. It's a great
Walk
cause.
for Women.
Yeah.
It's women's research and health medical research. And, we got to keep our women healthy.
There you go.
Without a doubt.
Yeah.
And they got us this time. Ward Thomas, we were there. They knowed we was there. They knowed we was there. And so you're saying visit the Dolphin Watch.
Dolphin Watch is a really nice thing to do. We got our bait captains here. I mean, they want to go fishing on the bay. We got private charters on the bay. Mark Giat, Russell Robinson.
Yeah.
Good guys.
Yeah, and the island's pretty safe, right? I mean,
yeah, man.
I don't want to say what would you suggest they don't do, because there's really not a lot that you should not do here on the island.
I mean, just don't be drinking and driving. There's a lot of cops, and they're not here to hurt you. They're just here to protect the city and protect the community.
Yeah.
Do they still have the wave?
Oh, yeah, they got the wave that goes up and down the boulevard. I think they last till like 11 p.m.
Do they still have Charlie's Must Bus?
No, man, Charlie's Must Bus, man. That's a legend.
It is, man.
That's funny.
Hey, Cody, in your younger days, did you ever do bungee jumping?
I did bungee jumping. I even did skydiving when they had it here. But yeah, the bungee jump, the gravity part, pretty fun stuff.
Wait, they
got
don't
this-
have skydive no more?
No more skydiving here.
Wow.
But they got the bungee jump. They got the slingshot. They got.
Was it not making revenue?
It was making revenue. I don't know why they went away.
Crazy.
What about paraskiing? They still have that?
Yeah, the parasailing. Yep, parasailing.
The parasailing, the
Yeah,
parasailing.
yeah,
And they still have the horses you can ride on the north end of the island?
Yeah, they got the horse stables and zip line up there on the north end.
Helicopter rides?
Helicopter rides. Yeah, there's
A
a
lot of
lot to
stuff
do.
to do.
I mean, there's a lot of stuff to do here. I mean,
Yeah.
if you get bored, then you're a boring person here.
Yeah.
There's
Hey,
a-
I'm going to steal that.
Yeah.
I'm going to steal that. You get bored, you're a boring
You're a boring person.
Nice.
But if you want a good burger and some good fresh seafood,
Come to Tom and Jerry's. Yeah, that's where it's at.
there you go.
What's the address here?
3212 Padre Boulevard. Yeah.
You can't miss the sign out front.
Tom and Jerry's. Hey,
Yeah.
Cody, thanks for
Yeah.
stopping by, man. I know you're
Absolutely,
busy.
man. Yeah.
You got some thirsty customers over there.
And Billy's going to be here the rest of the day outside with a sign. Come join us at the Tom and Jerry's.
Hey,
You're a funny
leave-
guy, Noah. You're a funny guy.
Leave us with an invitation to somebody who might not be on the island right now, but they're coming. Give them an invitation to stop by here.
Shoot, man. All the people from Upper Valley, man. McAllen, Mission, Donna. You guys are come on out here, man. It's gonna be a great weekend.
Spring breakers from out of state.
Spring break from out of state.
We just had Marie Simmons here. She's from Ohio State
Oh, nice.
University.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
She's got
I
hairy
know.
knuckles.
Yeah.
Deep voice.
I get
I
to
know,
work on that.
I know next week I think is all Texas schools.
Yeah, right. My daughter will be here. I'll tell her to come on by
Awesome,
and say
man.
hi.
Yeah, I'll come by.
Awesome, man. Well,
All right.
Noe will edit this thing down. We're going to get it out, and we're going to send it to all of our contacts across America and around the world. And hopefully somebody shows up here and says, I heard this on Living Large Theater podcast. Give me a beer.
Heck yeah.
Cody Pace, thank you so much,
right, guys.
man.
Thank you, man.
Get back there behind the bar,
See ya.
man. Hey, it's a great place. Spring Break Central, Tom and Jerry, South Padre Island. We have a lot of fun here right now. So, Billy, what are some things you remember about Spring Break and South Padre Island?
Yeah, when I first started here in '88, we would have the shows on the beach. That first year I was here,
Was
we
that
had
Eddie Money?
we had Richard Marks,
Richard Marks.
and that female group Vixen.
Yeah.
And so check
And
it out.
Poison.
Noah.
We had a group called Poison, too.
Poison. And check this out, no. So we're backstage. Vixen is getting ready to go on stage and perform. And next thing you know, man, we're trying to break up a fight. And guess who it was? No, you're never going to believe it.
Gary.
Gary got into a fight backstage
I won't say his last
With
name.
another radio guy.
with another radio guy.
Not from our radio station.
He was getting ready to haul him with his phone. He had the bag phone back in the day.
He was going to hit Roger K.
Yeah, he was getting ready to sling that thing, and we had to stop him, man.
Yeah, we put an end to that little promotion thing there.
But that
Hey,
was
here's what happened. We brought down Richard Marks, our radio station, B104, All Hit Music and More, brought down Richard Marks, and we're there waiting to interview him. Next thing we know, we see this guy from a competing radio station walking out of the RV with his cell phone, and he had just beat us to the interview with Richard Marks. Well, Roger K was our general manager, and he goes up to this guy. He goes, "Hey, man, I want you to get you and your people out of here." And this other guy, the other radio guy, tells our boss, Roger K, "Well, I want you to get your Budweiser breath out of my face." And then he had this huge cell phone. You know, cell phones are like this right now. They're like a slice of cheese.
The other ones look
Back
like
then, the other one was like a
backpack?
tank. Yeah, a backpack. And so I was standing there watching all the shit that was going on, and then I saw that guy lift up that bag phone like he was just fucking knock Roger out. And you know, it's my boss. I'm a company guy. I had to step up and do what I had to do. And it was unfortunate that it ended that way because I had to leave the island after that.
Yeah, it was.
So you know what I did? I found a Sharpie and I drew a mustache on myself because they knew what they were looking for, but I drew a mustache on with a Sharpie and went back to McAllen and was able to hope the statute of limitations have run out on that shit.
There was another time, I can't remember the hip-hop performer that came down. He was at Charlie's.
Vanilla Ice, maybe?
No, it wasn't Vanilla Ice. It was Busta Rhymes.
Busta Rhymes. Yeah.
Busta Rhymes came in, and we were all waiting to get in to the show, right? And Busta's tour bus pulls up. And Busta was a real friendly guy, real outgoing. He gets out of his tour bus. He comes over to where we're hanging out at, and all of a sudden, this just huge influx of people start gathering around. And the guy was holding court for must have been 45 minutes, signing autographs and everything.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it was really nice of him, man. You know, so you had artists come down here. They love the place, you know. They love to interact with their fans, and for Busta to do that was really cool.
So the only places I do remember is Louis and Charlie's at that time.
They were the
nightclubs.
They were the cream of the cream.
Yeah.
They were the best place to be.
And the Radisson was the daytime kind of party.
Well, it was the Coca-Cola Beach Club
And that was more
hangout.
organized. That was more organized events. You're right. No, it's a good memory there.
Yeah.
They had more organized events there. They had competitions. They had volleyball and shit
and
like
that
that.
We had
area,
wet T-shirt contest.
that whole area was always packed.
Yeah.
There's thousands of people back there, man.
Thousands and thousands.
And now there's so many
More
places.
than that, 500.
Yeah, 500. Yeah. Now there's a lot of places here that have crowds. I believe Wana's, Clayton's
Clayton's
and
has a good
probably
crowd,
Radisson
yeah.
as well.
We were at a condo area one time. We were hired by the folks at Mentos.
Mm-hmm.
They were giving away a scooter, one of those European scooters.
Yep.
And so we had it out here for the whole month, and so we would cruise around in it all the time.
And it's still in Billy's garage.
Well, check this out. So one morning we're getting up, getting ready to do a remote for these guys, and we couldn't find the frickin' scooter.
Who took it?
Didn't know where it was.
Like I said, it's still in Billy's garage.
Come to find out, the maintenance guy said it was parked in the wrong place, so he stored it in a storage unit.
Yeah.
And we didn't know until hours later that it was there.
Damn.
I mean, we'd have to cough up the money to pay for that Vespa. They were called Vespa scooters.
Crazy.
Have you seen those? in Europe?
Crazy.
Yep. And I'm guessing that you guys got invited to all kinds of parties when you guys did live remotes and stuff.
Hey, Cody, get Ward. Tell him to come over here for me, please. Yeah, we're going to get Ward on as much as he doesn't want to. Come over here, Ward. Come on, man. Come on,
man. Come
real
on,
quick,
man.
real quick. Yeah.
Come on,
This
man.
is the place to be, South Padre Island. We're at Tom and Jerry's. We proclaimed this place to be Spring Break Central, and when you come down from wherever you're coming from, we want you here. We want you here. A couple of questions, Ward. There we go. Yeah, there you go. We're going to ask Ward a couple of questions. All right. So you don't live here on the island. You're out of town. We're going to talk to Ward about it. Ward, put the headsets on there. Just once. I know you're over there with Sue and you're having lunch.
I was over
This
there
is Ward
enjoying my
Thomas.
drink.
I know. Thank you for coming over. Okay, Ward, here's a question. We have listeners right now who are not from South Padre Island. They're not even from Texas, but they're making plans to come down on spring break. I know you have condos. They're probably already booked, but what are some things that people should keep in mind when they make reservations for a condo at South Padre Island? What are the ins and outs, the do's and don'ts, and are there any things that they should be worried about or cautious about?
No, I don't rent mine, Gary, but there's lots of them for rent.
Yeah.
And it's a good time to come down for spring break. There's still plenty of condos available if they want to come down last minute.
Yeah.
Or come down for a SpaceX launch is always a good event.
You know, Ward, I'm glad you brought that up. That is the new magnet down
there. That
here.
is. That's a spectacular site if anyone hasn't had a chance to see it or an opportunity to see it.
Yeah, I've not seen it myself. I've heard it.
Largest rocket in the world, and boy, it puts up a roar. It really puts on a show.
So you're on your boat when you see the launch, right?
Yeah, we are most of the time because that's kind of like a front row seat. But even if you go to the south end of the island or even several of the bars or docks or whatever, there's lots of good viewing angles, and especially once it's up in the air, everyone can see it.
Yeah, and White Sands has a choice seat too. White Sands Marina.
White Sands has a lot of captains, and that's really the best way to go. Go to White Sands, get one of the captains, charter one of the captains, and then they'll take you out there where I'm at.
Yeah.
Because then you're just as close as the public is allowed to go.
Now, is that a typical price per captain, or do they vary that much?
It'll depend on the captain and the size of the boat and the number of people you put on, and I don't know their pricing structure.
Yeah.
But because I have my own boat.
Can we?
And I heard you got the coldest beer.
Yeah, and
I think I hold number one on that one.
Okay.
Can you also tell Billy that he missed out on a good time last time?
See, I knew he was going to go down that road.
Billy, we had boat driving school.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and Gary and
They told me to stay home because I wasn't feeling good.
It was probably a good thing you did stay home.
Hey, I learned how to drive a boat that night.
For sure.
Yeah.
But they said you were the host with the most, man.
He didn't get us stuck, so he did a good job.
And Noe was doing Gulf Coast gymnastics.
Yeah, on top of the boat. I almost killed myself on the boat.
I would highly recommend you get a captain from White Sands because then you have nothing to worry about.
Hey, Ward Thomas, thanks for coming over, man. We really appreciate your time. And
thanks for having me, guys,
yes,
and welcome
sir.
back to the beach.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
The Living Large Theater. We're at Tom and Jerry, South Padre Island, Spring Break Central. This is Spring Break Headquarters.
That's right. Living Large Theater. We want to thank our sponsors, Texas Sportsman, also the White Sands Marina Hotel and Restaurant Bar with the world-famous Johnny Barrera making you some mean drinks, and, of course, Fred Rodriguez, the Texas Sportsman.
Hey, I tell you what, man, I just had one of Cody Pace's Bloody Marys.
Okay.
Johnny, be careful.
Are you serious?
Oh, yeah.
Are they pretty good?
It's good.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
gotta try the enchiladas.
Yeah. It's good.
Okay.
It's good. Tom and Jerry's, man. Great place to be.
So you've had the hamburgers here?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're really good, man.
Yeah.
I've
They're
had them
good.
too.
Yeah. Everything's good here.
I know we ate breakfast this morning before we got here, but
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to try a hamburger before we head out.
I think so. Just maybe take a walk on the beach, do a little dubage.
Yeah. Yep.
Do it.
Before we take off, yeah.
Sounds good, fellas.
Yes, sir. This is
So what
the
else
place
we
to
got
be.
going on?
Well, we're going to be making our way back to the Majestic Studios for our next podcast.
We
I'm
haven't been
telling
there
you,
like a month and a half.
we're
have we?
still trying to get Elon Musk on the Living Large Theater podcast. We've had Ted Nugent, we've had Fred Rodriguez, and now we're trying to get
Well,
Elon Musk
Elon's
on.
been a little busy lately.
Well, I finally tracked down an email for him. It's at NA North American Sales at Tesla Motor Company, TeslaMotors.com. So I sent him an email, told him, look, Elon, I know you're busy, but you have a standing invitation to come on to the Living Large Theater podcast. But if you're listening and you know Elon and you can put in a good word for us, do it. And,
Yeah, that would be great.
We'll make it worth your while. We will make it worth your while.
I ran into the guys from the Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu.
Oh, yeah.
What's his
Eric
name?
and Leo.
Yeah, one of them. They were putting. He was putting gas in his car.
He
so-
put me in a headlock.
Oh, really? I remember that.
Yeah. So we want to make sure that Tom and Jerry's get your full and undivided attention when you come for spring break 2025. And if you don't make it for spring break, come down this summer, get yourself a place to stay.
Summer,
I would
yep.
suggest maybe White Sands Marina and then cross the causeway and come over here to Tom and Jerry's on South Padre Island.
That's the way to do it, Gary.
Yes, brother.
Spring break 2025. We'd love to have you come on by Tom and Jerry's and say hello to Cody and the gang. You can reach out to us on our email address, It's livingartstheater@gmail.com. We're available on Spotify, iTunes, Google Play, Amazon Prime, and also on the YouTube channel. Just hashtag Liminal Arts Theater Podcast. You can become a sponsor of this fine show. Reach out to us at 956-451-1633. Rate our podcast, share with a friend, leave us a comment, and more importantly, hit that subscribe button. Until the next episode, you keep living large because you know we're living large.